Yo, hey guys. So actually I've been thinking and all of us doing like these type of videos like daily, right? I feel like I really should make it more, how should I put it? Concise? Yeah. Cause one of the reasons that I said before was that sometimes I make a video and then I forget to mention something, or I wanted to add something, or maybe after the video I thought of something crazier and I want to add to it and I couldn't. So maybe before I actually make a video, I should like write down like subheadings or like just like notes to remind myself just about the topic. But I don't really want to make it like a script that I read off of. Just like a topic, just to remind myself what did I want to talk in the first place, right? Because sometimes I just go off like the off on like something that's really unrelated. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I don't know. Depends on your preference. Um, but yeah, that was gonna be my idea. And since I'm talking about like things that I forgot to mention, I gonna mention them here. I will just mention them here in like this episode. Actually, so back like way back in the months that I like took a break, like those months. When I say about insecurity I have, there's another insecurity I have, and that's my Adam apple. It's like super huge. It's not like huge as to like like demorphed or something. It's huge. It's above average, maybe. You could call it above average. But I see on like a few other people's, on like the internet, they have a pretty huge Adam apple. I remember like my cousins always say like, why do you have that on your neck? And I told them, oh, it's an Adam apple, and they said you gonna have one too when you get older too. But they keep wanting to touch it, and I let them touch it. It feels kind of weird that they touch it. Actually, oh yeah, speaking of Adam apples, uh, during that time when it was like super like low and like really sad, I wanted to check up on the doctors, right? So I would just keep telling him like, oh, I couldn't sleep at night. Um, I'm not eating correctly. Like, I'm not even doing it now, to be honest. I'm not eating correctly. Uh, I just don't want to eat anything, and I just feel off, right? And the doctor just he started to talk a little bit, but then after he just said, "Oh, just get a blood work." So I did get a blood work, and I never really got a blood work before. It was my first time getting a blood work. So I got a blood work, and it came back to him, and he checked it, and everything was normal, which which is something I didn't really want. I really wanted something to be wrong with me, just so I can fix it, right? But since even my physical, there's like nothing to wrong with me. I don't know. I just wanted to be something wrong with me so I can try and fix it, right? But I feel like everything. Oh, I feel like it's more complex than that now, and I feel like I can't fix it. Maybe I just feel this way. Like I was born like this. Maybe I'm a psychopath, to be honest. I don't feel anything. Everything feels fake. Maybe. I might do one of those like internet quizzes. Hey, actually, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do one of those internet psychopath quizzes and see if I'm actually a psychopath. Even though I don't, I shouldn't really trust an internet quiz. Um, it's better than going to like I mean, if you really want to like prove like try to find out, you can go to like psychologists and they would do an actual test. But I feel like internet, if it's really like it's like kind of certified, if like a psychiatrist like certified it, maybe it would hold at least some truth. It's still like, if you're like absolutely a psychopath, right, then it should give you a high score, right? Actually, I want to test that. Yeah, we want to test that. It could be interesting. I like screen capture it and I'll do it. It could be fun. It could be actually fun. uh, but yeah, I wanted something to be wrong with me so I can fix it. Like, I don't know, get some pills or something. But nothing was wrong. And then along the ways, the doctor wanted me to check on my thyroid, right? And that has to do, I didn't even realize before, right? The thyroid actually has a lot to do with a lot of things. It's like a hormone controller, um, and there was like, what's it? Shoot, I'm blanking out on it. Was it hypertension? No, not hypertension. Hyperthyroidism, yeah, that. If I had that, because I look a lot, yep, I know, and like all the symptoms was there, and I felt like, oh, maybe you should get like a, what kind of scan is that called? Ultrasound, yes, the ultrasound, and at first I didn't really go, but then after like a few months later, I came back, I did another blood work. As I just want something to be wrong with me, to be honest. I did it again. Nope. Actually, no. There was something else. There was something else that came, so I had to get another blood work. I gotta check again. I think it was the year after. Oh yeah, I think I did it because it was like normal to do it every year. You're supposed to get your blood work like every year, but I never did it before because my parents told me not to. It was like, it's like kind of like your blood is like sacred and you shouldn't let your blood like leak out or something. Something along this line. I don't know. I maybe. But so I got it again. I checked again, nothing was wrong again. And then that time I asked the secretary. No, I talked with him about the blood work and then came back out. Oh, and then I was reminded. And then I wanted to talk to the secretary. And I told the secretary, oh yeah, I wanted to do an ultrasound on my thyroid, right? Because last year, or a few months, it wasn't even, I don't think it was 1 year. It was like 3/4 of a year. Last time the doctor told me to get ultrasound, right? And he even I should know. Did he book appointment? I think I feel like I feel like, oh yeah, he told me like phone to call. But I kept telling the secretary, and the secretary said like, no, you don't need it. But I told her that the doctor before told even it's the exact same thing. I got a blood work, but he told me before, right? But I didn't do it. So this time I really wanted to do it just to do it to actually see it, right? And we got into like a back and forth, and she keeps saying I don't, and then I told her just to ask the doctor about this, and the doctor probably doesn't even remember since he has like so many patients, right? But then she came back, and then I kept talking a little bit more, and then she was fine, and then she gave me it, and I booked it, and then I went, and then I did the ultrasound. And then I got back and nothing was wrong. And the doctor doesn't really call you, to be honest. If there's nothing wrong, he doesn't call you. So there wasn't anything wrong. And that was that. Nothing's wrong with me. I guess it is a really mental block that I have. But I feel like it isn't. I feel like something literally is off with me. And to be honest, some of you say maybe I should go to a therapist, right? And like, I thought about it, and like, even if I do go to a therapist and I told her like all my concerns, I don't think he or she will alleviate it either, or the therapist won't alleviate it. Okay, how do you alleviate the fear of death? To be honest, you can't really. It's like a fact of life, right? Sure, she could be sure. Oh, I keep saying, uh, sure that the therapist can what? Can what's it? Try to take away the fear of it just a little bit, but the fact is that death is death, right? So I don't think that will ever go away. To be honest, I think I don't know, but yeah. Plus, my family doesn't want my entire family to know that I go to a therapist if I ever go to a therapist, and plus they see it as a waste of money. Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of a waste of money, to be honest. Cause I feel like, I don't know. For me, I feel like strongly that I know myself enough. Actually, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Um, but I just have a feeling that I know myself enough. I guess part of the reason I'm talking to this is kind of like my own pseudo kind of therapist, right? Just talking out all my thoughts outside. So you can kind of have like the internet as a therapist, kind of. Um, but yeah, and actually no, internet is pretty bad to be a therapist, to be honest. Oh, the internet is the internet. Bunch of crazy people and mean people and a lot. I just already imagine comments already. But yeah, that was I think I told you the story, to be honest, before. I don't quite remember. But along the lines the context was quite similar. I do remember that. Okay, let's move on to what was the other thing that I missed out? I didn't really write a note for this video, but I'll do it for next, which is kind of funny and ironic, right? Right, it's a progress. It's a work in progress. Ah, yes, the work in progress. So these past few days, I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm trying to pick one out, but I don't know if it's the best. And I always try to pick the best and use the best, right? Because the best is the best, right? And I've been really, I always have this problem of like picking things out. Like, it's always so difficult when like everything else is like similar, or really it has like one thing has something that's unique to them or really good or great, and the other one doesn't have it, but they also have something else that also kind of counters the other good points. Like, it's like kind of like a way, like there's cons and there's pros to each thing. It's like, I'll give an analogy, or oh no, it's a metaphor. It's a likeness. Analogy is something unrelated, but you can use it as a context. Metaphor is more of a the likeness of things. So, kind of like an apple, right? I want to buy an apple, right? And you go there to a supermarket and you see like a whole lot of like apples, right? It's all together like in like a kind of like a pyramid ish, like a cut off pyramid, right? So you go there and as always you try to pick a good apple, right? And you're like looking through the apples and you get like these signs, like I don't know what what kind of signs, but like basically no bruising, no cuts. Um, maybe you should look at the stem, see if it's intact, because if the stem's like broken, right, it actually dies quicker. So the core inside dies quicker. Um, or like if you say watermelon, you like knock on it, right, to see if it's have a good like sound to it, right? But for apples, right, maybe you want to see the color. Actually, the color is really bad to signify because they always add they add chemicals to make it so bright and shiny, right? It's not actually in its natural state. But anyways, even if you pick the prettiest apple outside, right? You don't know the inside. You really don't know the inside. You have to like open it and then eat it, and then you know for sure, right? So I'm just like, I'm right now. I'm just trying to pick the shiniest apple, and I'm like weighing with like another apple and see if that apple is which one should I pick. And sometimes you can't even know for sure, right? So I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to pick one of the best and invest my time in one of them, right? If I could invest like in both, and then I know for sure one of the others is good, right? But I ate a ballin', and also I'm not in times limited, right? I can't do both. So yeah, that was my thing. So these few days I've been like researching a lot, and I'm gonna keep it hush hush about the thing I'm researching, but yeah. So what's another topic that I missed? Ooh. I should have wrote this down. Oh, I knew this could happen. I'm gonna prolong this recording because I didn't write it down. You know what? Let me just go to my channel, to be honest, and just see like all the videos I have. Maybe you'll spark something. Ah, yes. Am I Jane Bird? Are you Jane Bird? Yes, I am. And the thing I really want to talk about is the meaning behind the name, right? And I don't think anyone knows this. It's really niche. Probably no one knows this, but if you really search Jane Bird up on Google, right? Oh, and that reminds me of something else, but I'll stick to this point first. If you look up Jane Bird on Google, the the bird is actually named Jane. I call it Jane, like American way. You to call it Jane, right? But it's actually in Chinese, and you call it Jian, I think. I'm not too sure. There's many ways to pronounce it. Tons of dialects and stuff, but I think it's Jian. And what is it? It's a mythological bird about like having one wing, and it doesn't have like the other wing, right? So it couldn't fly, but the meaning behind it is finding a partner and then flying together, right? You can't fly. You can't have a marriage without both people, right? And both people working together to fly, right? So that's the traditional meaning to it. But when I found like this mythological bird, right, with one wing, I sympathized it more, and I created my own kind of meaning, and I felt like it was like me, right? Like I just felt, I just imagined the scene of like this bird always on the ground, and then everyone else in the sky is flying, like everyone's flying, and like a bird, you're meant to fly, right? But if you have one wing, you can't fly, right? So yeah, it just felt like me. So this is the name I took, and yeah, that was the meaning of this, and I kind of just felt alone, to be honest. I'm stuck in my own world, but everyone else is kind of flying, right? But yeah, let's go on to the other thing I missed. Which was shoot. Oh, I forgot again. What was I gonna say? Ah, yes, Google, right? About the Wanapon thing. Actually, I might change the name, to be honest. Cause I remember I did the research, and when you do like a website name, you want it to be iconic, but you also want it to be easy to remember and easy to type. And Wanapon, when I say Wanapon, how will you type it, right? Will you say like one as in the number one, or one as in I won something in past tense, right? That's the problem. One R, or and then you add one R. It could be WA and then A, wanna, and then pawn, right? I think pawn is kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. There's a lot of pawns in English. A lot of words that end with pawn, right? But even then, that's still off. But you know like how I came up with the name, right? You do know how I came up with the website name. But I feel like from far away, it looks kind of off, to be honest. Like every website that you know, right, always have like these 2-letter combination, like YouTube, U and tube. What else? Google, Goo and then Go. Reddit. But that's more of a play on words, to be honest too. But mine's strictly like I'm like a legit made up word, like Wanapon. So I'm debating if I should change it. I already did a video on it, so it's kind of concrete on that. I could change the title, but I can't change what I said in the video, to be honest. But I can't think of a name, and Wanapon kind of sounds catchy, to be honest. It comes out, it rolls off the tongue, right? It really comes out like really smoothly, right? Wanapon. Depends. What other names that was really like original? No, a lot of names are really. Oh, but there was Kirkus. And when I went to university, we used Kirkus, and that was really hard to spell, to be honest. That's a really unoriginal name, but you used it because it's mandatory, right? So that isn't really. But still, that's the problem of like people talking, right? You want a face to catch on, right? Wanapon. I don't know, it came to me. And it just sounded. When I said it out loud, it just sounded good, right? Wanapon. I'm not too sure. But as I said, I wanted Wanapon to be like a website kind of ish like a Google, but you can. In Google, as in the aspect of when you search something, it gives you an answer, right? In that aspect, right? But Google, it's really its own unique thing. It's like a staple, a legit staple of like internet, right? But it's actually like the home. It's like a search engine. It searches for everything, right? And sometimes when you just search for a question, right, it doesn't even give you the question or the answer to that question, right? Sometimes it gives you like, I don't know, product reviews or like media about stuff. It's like it's filled with a bunch of like clutter that that's collected to the likeness of your input, right? But I wanted that my own website to be really strict on just educational purposes, right? And that will really streamline things. It'll make it fast. So when you just ask it, it'll bring up one page, and that should be enough. Now the answers to those questions or inputs, it could be interchangeable, right? Someone could explain it better than the other, and I thought about like a system of like a rating system, and the best one will always be in the front page, right? But you can always look for other explanations, and then if it does get like a community going, you might start to find a specific author that actually writes it in your style that you understand the best, right? And I know people learn stuff differently. So when it does happen, right, and you find like an author that really writes stuff like really your way, then you can always like check out everything that they wrote, and you can like favorite them, and they will always be like the front page. It's gonna require a lot of coding, to be honest. And yeah, actually it's quite possible. Yeah, no, I think yeah, it's it's a bit yeah, it's simple. You need like favorite system, and then you need like rating system. Rating system is simple. The favorite, um, I still haven't learned much about that. I do need like a really like a hosting website. I need a lot of data. I need to buy like data to host it, and then remember the user preferences. Yeah, so that's gonna be that might be a problem because it costs a lot to have a lot of data for your website. Oh yeah, then you talk about monetization. Anyways, I'll bring all that up in like another separate video, going into like detail when I actually have the stables, when I have the fundamentals first, and then I can focus on that. I still haven't finished stage 1 yet, or maybe getting past alpha, you could say. Okay, yeah, that was all I have to say for that. What else? Was there anything I missed before that I wanted to chime in? I had a few thoughts before. I think I forgot about them. But yeah, I feel that'd be a good episode for now. It's getting prolonged, to be honest. So yeah, this has been this has been me for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.